Now, Thunder Predator and Team Zolotl are the other two teams, and they'll be playing in the later best of three just after this one. So first things first, do apologize. Obviously a little bit, I know you heard the draft sounds in the back. I was finalizing some last-minute things here, but we are good to go and kicking things off with game number one of our first of two best of threes. By the way, I'm BreakyCPK, going to be your caster throughout, and kicking it off with a solo cast to begin, but very likely we'll be joined by somebody as the day continues on. But the draft already pretty well developed, so let's start getting a closer look and seeing what we are dealing with. On the Radiant side, Radio Picole, we have Nature's Prophet Brewmaster opening, followed by the Bane. For Raw, again, they're known by Raw in the in-game Burning Bridges, but they are Raw in-game, and we got Witch Doctor, Sven, Darkseer, and Elder Titan. So very interesting lineup, actually, on their side. And is that going to be, I got to assume it has to be a position one Sven, what I'm getting at right here. And Sven in general, I don't know if I've stressed time and time, and I think the stats have kind of backed it up, has somewhat been overrated as a picked hero, especially in that support role. When it comes to core, I do think there's potential, but man, this is already seeming like a very rough game for a core Sven. All four of those heroes now, including the Troll Warlord final pick right there, have some decent abilities to make this a tough game for that Sven. So I'm definitely not sold on that hero right now, but Raw is going to give it a shot. Again, unless they're planning on running a Coiled or Titan, and they might just have to. Like, with this lineup and how it's shaping up right now, I just cannot see a position one Sven having a good time here in this game. They could do something like an offlane Elder Titan, maybe run a support Witch Doctor Sven, and instead have the no, they have to do the Darkseer offlane, don't they? I'm at a loss right here. So I'm kind of, absorbing in what's going on. But the final pick is to come by the Radiant side here. Ray Do Picole. I always have trouble with that name. Ray Do Picole. Team Popsicles on their side. You also may notice, I was trying to confirm that, but I'm pretty sure that is the case. Is that Lil playing over here for Team Raw? Now on Wikipedia, it actually doesn't have Lil on the official roster as I Annihilate, Boris, Jube, and I see those two, and then it has Yejes, apparently from Peru, and MJW. So I don't know if there's some funky names going on here or something, or if there's simply some substitutes. We'll try to get some more confirmation on that and see what's going on here. But interesting roster to say the least, and Lil definitely a player name. It's been a while since seeing him in some competitive Dota, so looking forward to seeing how he performs. Is the captain of the team, and is he playing from Europe? Is he playing? Did he come to South America or North America? Or is he playing for the Americas? I don't know. I frankly do not know. I haven't been caught up in all that. So, like I said, I'll try to get some insight for you guys as we move forward here. Necrophos is going to be the final pick for Ray Dope. I'm just going to call them Team Popsicles. I'm going to do it. Team Popsicles on the Radiant side. They go with Necrophos to finish things off. Interesting pick. Not a hero we see all too often himself. I've always thought, though, that it's a little bit underrated. The hero is still very strong throughout the game. It's just that laning phase, no doubt, got nerfed. Maybe not as fast-paced of a hero as the game calls for right now as well, perhaps, but it is going to be picked up here by the Radiant side. Now, Ra will respond with an OD, the I Annihilate OD. Pretty classic stuff right there, but man, I still just cannot get over this Sven pick and how it's going to perform. And there's people bringing it up. We're going to see a position one Elder Titan. I mean, it's Boris playing it. He is their position 4 player. That's the role that he plays. So this Skov by, I'm trying to figure out the pronunciation there. I suppose I assume he's their carry player and going to be attempting to play Sven this game, albeit a very difficult task in terms of what they are going up against. So All right, kicking things off with game number 1 here of this best out of 3. Again, this tournament, it's a double elimination 4-team tournament. I don't have the brackets currently to show you guys. I'll work on that, though, but it's pretty straightforward. Winner of this will play the winner of our later series, of course, Zalotto versus Thunder Predator, and then the loser of this will play in the lower bracket. You know, we've been through this enough. I think it's pretty understandable. Of course, Wikipedia, source of great information, as it usually is, if you really want to get an idea of what we're dealing with here in this series. But I'm excited to cast some Dota too. It's been a little bit once again, especially from home. So excited to cast the American regions, and for solid teams. You know, that's also the point of said event, is the idea. It's giving the chance for these tier 2-esque teams to prove themselves on the competitive scene, of course, and give them an outlet to make some plays and let us see what they can do. So that's what we're here to check out. And here we go. As you can see, we're entering into game number 1. Let me make sure I'm not covering anything with this graphic here real quickly. Okay, yeah, we should be good. It's going to be a 4-man smoke gank coming out from Raw to start things off. OD playing in the middle for now. He's not joining them. Bane, he's probably going to tank this. And by tank this, he's just simply going to walk away. No chance to catch him. I keep wanting to say FaZe as I see a couple of players tagged up as FaZe, but they are unable to make the catch with that smoke play. So good get away from Bane. Good tanking of said smoke gank, and ultimately will be fine. So no doubt this seems like it's going to be more in the hands of OD here. I Annihilate, he's going to have absolute success this game. Is great against the Troll Warlord on the other side, also great against Necrophos. So that's where Raw, I do like that final pick OD and what he's bringing to the table, why they win for it. As much as I hate the Sven pick here, the OD is very good against this Radiant squad for the most part. So they do have that to fall back on if things do not tend to go so well for Mr. Sven. And speaking of that, they're going to send the Sven to the tri-lane bottom. They want to go aggressive tri-lane from the looks of it. Right now, Brewmaster currently heading down here for... Do I have the teams on the right? Yeah, so Team Popsicles here on the Radiant side and Raw on the Dire side. Just to confirm that here. As we got a pause in this game. But, yeah, these are 4 teams that, with Zalotto and Thunder Predator joining these 2 squads right here. Frankly, I think anything can happen. That is kind of the point of these events in terms of the outcome. This is a matchup of these 4 teams competing, like I said, for $5,000. You know, not the craziest amount of money in the world, but for teams such as this and for a 3-day event, absolutely, that's a legitimate prize pool. And no doubt they're going to be giving it their best to not only win said prizes, but get some good tournament experience out of it. So definitely shout out to BTS, of course, for hosting said event. What do we got going on here? Mr. Nature's Prophet, he wants the Curse Knife, needs another auto attack. He's going to get it. That's a Sentry Ward. Also getting picked off with that Courier pick there, so well played. As he's able to take that out and immediately TPs to the bottom lane to help out Mr. Brewmaster as they are running that trial as we talked about from the Dire side. So right now this Dire trial, nice block of the pole camp, by the way, from Dubé. Make sure to not have a spawn chance to get that pull out. And Boris, meanwhile, throwing out the other Spirit, of course, or Astral Spirit, excuse me. Astral Spirit did get nerfed in a more recent patch in terms of the earlier damage that it provides, I believe it was. Yeah, it says right there, from 6 to 3. I mean, that's half. NA math right there. That's half the damage. So, yeah, his early laning phase no doubt hurt, but still throughout the game, absolutely a scary force to go up against. Natural Order still doing what it does, and will no doubt be useful throughout this game as well, specifically for the Sven. I go back to if he's able to find that good farm. And you know, I kind of wonder how Sven is going to build this this game. He needs mobility. He absolutely needs a Blink Dagger for one. Like, he needs to be able to get that jump, in my opinion, because like the kite that they have on this Dire, or on the Radiant side, excuse me, and lockdown, etc., is pretty brutal. So I do think we'll see that pretty early on Sven. Maybe the Mask of Madness coming out for that farming utility, of course, but And I'm going to keep an eye on Sven and see how he does build this game as contesting for the jungle pole right there. Nature's Prophet doing what he can. Oh, Brewmaster's locked down, though. The Maldic put up great stagger right there from the Dire side. It's level 1 Maldic, but I think it's going to be enough. Yeah, it's absolutely enough. Jubei gets credit for the first blood, just like that 1-0 for Raw. Yeah, sure enough, was level 1 Maldic. A very weak ability usually, but they did a great job of staggering the stuns and getting as much damage out as possible. So, and they want to dive for some more. In fact, TP coming in from Bane. Nature's Prophet, he'll be fine for the time being. Do they dive too much? Bane, he's got a sleep ready to go. Perhaps going to come into play here maybe to set up something more. Choosing not to go for it, though. Not worth the chase, he says. Or the mana used for that matter. So, said he's just going to, well, no, now the sleep comes out on a Witch Doctor. I suppose the follow-up isn't the craziest. They do have a Thunderclap, but yeah, they're fighting into quite a bit of stuns here on the Dire side, so maybe they should have thought twice about this. Now Brewmaster, he's regretting his decision. Evasion's coming out. He's running fast, running slow. Welcome to that ability, the stagger right there, but he is going to die with the Maldic tick. No, he will survive. Wow, I thought that wasn't up, actually. Jubei, meanwhile, he ends up going down to Bane. So it's a turn for the Radiant team as they're clashing down here at the bottom lane. Boris, he'll walk it off and survive. So our try versus try lane. That's what we end up having down here. Take a look at the other lanes while that action slowing down for a little bit. Necrophos versus OD mid. OD 14-8, Necrophos 13-2. Yeah, I was talking about the Necrophos pick, and again, the biggest change was that the fact that his regen that he gets for hero and creep kills is now changed to his Heartstopper aura, and so instead of his death pull, so you needed to level up Heartstopper aura, and it screwed up his early skill build for the laning phase, and people just simply died off with the hero as far as being useful. But overall, the hero is still very much the same. The Reaper Scythe is still as dangerous as it was ever, and powerful even in terms of what it does. So I'm excited to see Mr. Necrophos here. I don't know why I'm saying Mr. a lot. Anyways, I'm excited to see Necrophos here and what he can do in this game. And so far, you know, fairly even with the OD. Denai's definitely favoring OD as I say that, but creep kills looking solid at least. Top lane, that's where the creep kills are being dominated. How about this troll? 26-20 against a Darkseer that is 14-1 up at the top lane. So Castabal, he's having a fantastic time as 5-minute bounty runes are set to come out here. And thus we have the clash of the try versus try lane. Brewmaster Thunderclap on top of it, but he Thunderclapped a little bit too early. He takes a stun with the Stormhammer. Meanwhile, the Warcry going to help Witch Doctor stay alive. Bane's going to go for the bounty rune. Brewmaster, he's trying to run, avoids the stun. However, Sven's still in pursuit. Does he have mana for a Stormhammer with the stick use? He'll have mana and 2 mana. If he can get the Stormhammer off, he's not going to go for it, though. With Necrophos nearby, it's not worth it, says Sven. Decides to back off. Considering how much clash happened right there. Only death happening on a Witch Doctor. Pretty crazy, actually. It was a 3-for-1 bounty rune favoring the Radiant team. Team Popsicles. As is Sven. Having to be careful with the pressure from Brewmaster. They have Witch Doctor coming back in, though, and once he's here, he can go back to being aggressive himself. Sven is 24-6, Brewmaster 14, though. Good news, though, for the Dire team is that Sven, his farm is overall doing pretty good. Doesn't have any Greater Cleave points yet because of the try versus try lane. But do expect that to be leveled up. This troll, though, he's going to have an early one with the phase boots. His farm is strong. He's got battle trance ready to go as well.
Middle tower is under attack.
Calls for it. So Necrophos. What kind of build we're going to see on him this game?
Radiant's top tower.
I would assume more of the... I don't know, they do have a Brewmaster for the Aura builder. So Necrophos could go that Villa Discord style. Even Blink, you know, very aggressive. Or the Guardian Greaves could be coming out here. I actually wouldn't mind seeing that. Guardian Greaves doing some work this game. And in general, it seems like a lineup that can group up and push as a team very effectively. As Elder Titan putting some thwacks into Nature's Prophet as he walks away. And now Boris changes his attention over here. Well, for being an early try versus try lane, 7.5 minutes in, it's only a 2-1 hero kill lead favoring the Radiant team. Not the craziest action as perhaps expected. That's what we have going on here. But the solo lanes are staying where they're at for now. Darkseer is level 6, sitting on a point, so it might be sitting for a situation perhaps to get his wall. Doesn't have vacuum though either. However, as I say this, they are rotating to the top lane. But I'm pretty sure Costabel, he got some information. Obviously, the supports are missing. He's, in fact, that's not even a support. This is Sven up here. He's got his power treads. They're trying to gank the troll, but they're too ready for this here on the Radiant. As I say this, Nature's Prophet kind of walks into the trap. Echo Stomp to follow the Storm Hammer. As long as Nature's Prophet only dies, it's still fine for the Radiant team, I think. Troll, he's just putting in some auto attacks, but it will just be the Nature's Prophet. So, you know, tanking the gank right there. That's a bit of time wasted from the Dire Heroes. Like I said, if you're the Radiant team, if you're Team Popsicles, you're overall pretty fine with that outcome. Not the worst thing ever. OD wants to go the 4-staff route as bottom lane. Invis Witch Doctor, he's got that Ion Shell though, so pretty obvious that something's nearby. In fact, Brewmaster still hiding in the trees, will eventually TP out. They're pinging on a troll. He's got Battle Trance though. Yeah, I don't think these two heroes can kill this troll. I mean, definitely not. All they have is one stun, and it's not that long of one. So, he was pinging, but never really was going to initiate right there.
Denied.
Don't really have more information on the Necrophils just yet. So like I said, it comes down to will they go the Guardian Greaves style, maybe a 4-staff, which is pretty good this game. I mean, any more kiting tools you can have against a Sven always going to be decent. Honestly, Rod of Atos is an item that we've been seeing a fair amount of as well. If he was going Rod, though, I definitely would have expected double Bracer instead of a double Null Talisman, so I assume we're not going to see the Rod. Albeit that could have been another interesting one. Sets up Reaper's Scythes nicely. They already have a fair amount of ways to set that up, though, from sleep to sprout traps. So, yeah, not needed. Battle Fury is going to be the build on Troll. Okay. So he's going to go the extra greedy decision here as 10-minute bounty runes. They get Imprisonment off, take the bounty rune. Bane, Sleep Play is not going to work out. Annihilate. He gets credit for the kill right there. But the top lane blocks attempts coming out on Sven. He goes the other direction, already uses Warcry. It's worn off. He's going to hide in the Roshan pit or trying to juke around. The Echo Stomp comes through. And Sven able to run away because of it. So, although as I say that, Innocence is still chasing. He's got a Reaper Scythe, actually. Oh, there's a Sprout Trap, and here comes the Scythe, baby. Sven, he's out for 40 seconds as a result of that kill. What a haste rune pick up there for that Necrophos. Ends up being the easy kill in the end because of it. And Costabel, he's going to run at the Darks here. He's hoping for a root. If he gets a root here, this is a kill. Unable to get initially, choosing not to use the Battle Trance aggressively either. Sprout also going to come up just short. Bane. He'll be fine. Maledict on him. What level's that Maledict now? It is level 2 Maledict, so a little bit more of a threat, but unable to follow up with the damage. Brewmaster, he'll just like what's going on at the top lane. Just going to push it in. Why not? He's almost out of Blink Dagger. He's sitting on 2,100 gold about, so he's going to go right into a Blink Dagger this game.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Hiko. Hiko, lol. Is it? I assume it's Heiko. Hiko's somebody else. I have to ask Moxie about that one for sure. Nature's Prophet, it's got the medallion. Good assistance for the troll, whatever target he may be on. Brewmaster acting like he might have went somewhere else, but I don't think the Dire team's going to go for any sort of play. Troll, he's already got his Perseverance finished. So this Battle Fury is looking very good. It's OD middle lane, locked down with the Fiend's Grip. They cannot stop it in time. Boris comes with the Echo Stomp, but it was just simply too late. It is a 4-man Echo Stomp, as pretty as it is. But with OD dead, it's Team Popsicles that has the last laugh right there. And should be an easy tier one tower push. So, Holy Locket, that's right. This is a hero that, I suppose, if you're going to see Holy Locket on, Necrophos may be on top of the list as Costable's in trouble. Already used a Battle Trance. They locked him down with the Echo Stomp during the duration, and he ends up dying shortly after. So, at least Raw gets something out of this. But they will lose their mid tower. And Brewmaster will head back towards the top lane. Sven, he's got the casual Morbid Mask for now. Did he finish the Mask of Madness? Oh, yes, he did. The Quarterstaff is on there. So, yeah, go on the Mask of Madness build. Oh, man, look at the stack, by the way. Holy shnikes. Wait, did OD just take all of this? I'm pretty sure OD got a majority of that, if not nearly all of it. I saw a lot of his color numbers popping up. Anywho, there's the Mask of Madness delivered to Sven. To be honest, I think that is actually for the better. As I was saying earlier, OD is going to be the one that has to take over this game for Raw to have success. It's definitely not going to be on Sven. And obviously, we see the blink on Brew. Mentioned that being worked on earlier. Dark's here. Still doesn't have vacuum, man, for how much fighting starting to happen. That's unfortunate. Wall in 10 seconds. Sends in the Centaur, but Radiant team's already retreated. They're TPing away, thus no initiation to be had. You have OD finishing his Forest Staff, and they're going to smoke up. I don't think that they were... Oh, they were seen. They were right on top of a ward, right there. Yep, so they have 100% information on this ward. And that means nobody should be getting ganked here for Team Popsicles. They even scanned this area, Troll does, just to be sure. He's not the one being jumped, but... No, as we see, the smoke is leading them all the way to the bottom lane. Very interesting smoke by the Dire side when you think about it. They just smoked all the way up here to run all the way down here. It might catch Necrophos off guard even though they were spotted. So maybe this will work out in the end. But they do not have that jump just yet. They have a Force Staff. Not even needed. There's the Storm Hammer, the Ear Splitter. They're putting everything into this. Necrophos got to go straight off, though. He's going to heal up for the time being. This is Necrophos gaming, ladies and gentlemen. One pop on top of it. Here comes Odie with the Force Staff. Nyx Prophet TP's in. Wrath of Nature already used. They do kill Necrophos, but it took a damn long time. Jube, he'll put the Death Ward out. He's going to be lifted up, though, so that'll be stopped pretty quickly. Trolls in the midst of the background. They purge off the War Cry with Brewmaster as well. So now Sven, he's running one direction. They pick off the Witch Doctor. Sven, can he get out of here? Nyla, he's doing what he can, but he's going to sprout it up. No more Force Staff for 2 more seconds. They're going to find him. Force Staff coming up. It doesn't matter, though. He goes down, unable to use it in time. Sven, he's still being kited. What else is new? Trying to run. And nice stun on a Brewmaster, actually, with the Illusion Creation. He might die to this. Oh, it's going to be close. And it will be cut off by the other Titan, actually. So, nice finish there, at least, from the Dire team. But the killing of OD, I think, gives the Radiant team the advantage there in that fight. Unfortunately, missed the main portion of it, but also got the bounty rune control happening. Look at that. Bane getting 3 of the bounty runes. Boris got the 4th one for his team. So, yeah, when you throw in the bounty runes, definitely think the Radiant squad, Team Popsicles, likes how that turned out. How about this Nature's Prophet build, by the way? Goes the Medallion into the hand of Midas, which is what we're in right now, the Midas meta. Still, even though it's been nerfed twice. 200 gold at 180 gold, it's now 160 gold.
Radiant's bottom tower
also a sign of expecting this game maybe to go on a bit longer. I don't know how I feel about that. I do think that this Radiant squad was looking good to have that potential of building these earlier ride-ins. He went the Medallion, I like that. Maybe followed up into like a Vlad's. Brewmaster obviously could have gone the Vlad's as well. Trying to think of like Crimson Guard or Pipe would be. Neither one's fantastic this game, actually, now I think about it. It just seems like it wasn't necessary. Now they're competing more for the later game, which OD you always got to be worried about. And how he's going to scale, and Sven, what he may have at that point in the game, too. After the short pause, we'll be jumping back into game number 1.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Is that Holy Locket finished yet? Necrophos? Yeah, he just finished it. So just to remind everyone what this item even does, because we do not see it a lot. Honestly, the build-up is it's a little funky, and I think that's one of the biggest deterrences of the item. But when you look at the overall stats, it's really not too bad. 15% magic resistance thrown in there as well. Feels pretty nice. Now, again, against the Stagger lineup, its magic resistance isn't doing you a ton, but it's still nice to have. But, of course, for Necrophos, the idea of that Holy Blessing passive feels pretty nice. So we saw they had a tough time killing him, basically as 5 heroes at that bottom lane. Now imagine with the Holy Locket. Battle Fury picked up by Kosoval. They're just going to go for Roshan. They snuck in here. The Dire team pinging it out. Now they realize that okay, Echo Stomp actually might delay them enough. They even scanned to make sure. So they know this is happening 100%. Can they get here in time? It's going to be close. Sven doesn't have a blink, though. The Echo Stomp, perfect timing. Out comes the Primal Split for Brewmaster. Going to try to stop them. Roshan's going to fall, and it's going to be picked up by Sven. Now Troll, he's also locked down. He has Battle Trance still. He's got to pop it at the last second. The Reaper Scythe will be used on Sven. That's the Aegis, though. Reaper Scythe coming down, so it's going to be on cooldown now. Kosoval, meanwhile, Battle Trance wearing off. He does not have much life to work with. He gets locked down enough to die right there. Necrophos, meanwhile, he's got a wall, but that's basically it. He's now going to be run down. The steal of the Aegis from Sven pays off big time. The Sanity of the Eclipse comes down, and they'll finish off Bane as well with a couple more right clicks. The timing was so perfect for Raw right there. That Echo Stomp, the second one. God, the life of Roshan. Man, that was that could not have been any better. Sven, good job committing as he did. And that's got to feels bad, man. If you're Team Popsicles here on the Radiant side. So we take a look. Well, there you go. There's a bit of the dip now kicking in. 3,000 net worth lead. The experience favoring Raw. And, well, how about that? 86-14 now favoring this Dire team. Yeah, and I look back on the side, you know, the pickup of the Hand of Midas has slowed things down a lot from this Nature's Prophet and what impact he'd be able to have with the team. The Holy Locket as well. Maybe Guardian Greaves rather seeing the battle. But I suppose when Troll was going the Battle Fury, that kind of was making the point that this Radiant team was actually committed to more of the longer play-out game. Whether or not that's going to prove to be the best decision in the end, obviously we'll find out. But I suppose when we saw the Battle Fury, that was basically the point of no return in terms of what strategy we were going to see from our Team Popsicles here. But Raw, they like it, at least for now. Drum's going to be activated. They're trying to kill this Brewmaster. Obviously not an easy one, thanks to Drunken Brawler, and he'll be fine. Able to stagger away. But I even saw Brewmaster. He has changed his mind now. He had a Radiance queued up earlier. God, I mean, all these guys were just thinking greed, greed, greed. He does change his mind to a Vlad's now. Vlad's, in my opinion, is very necessary when you have a Troll, specifically. He needs that benefit from lifesteal. I know Battle Trance, you know, gives him that as well, but without Battle Trance, having some sort of lifesteal for the Troll feels very nice. So it's good to see the Vlads pick up, I think, for Brewmaster, even if you're not committing this all-in group up and push strategy earlier on. But
Radiant's top tower is
Annihilate, he is having a great game. As we mentioned, Raw, that's what they need from him. He is top net worth, and it's basically been that way this whole time. 10,000 net worth just about. He went the drums. He's got a Reaper Scythe queued up next. He actually, okay, I was going to say, it seemed like he should have had more items. Well, there you go. The Hurricane Pike delivered, so gets the progress there. I like the Hurricane Pike choice definitely over the Blink as well. Of course, a great way to get out of Sprout or just away in general. If somebody slept, can help them out. Hurricane Pike great against the Troll. Yeah, very good item decision-making there from Annihilate, no doubt. As Dark's here, the Dominator we saw earlier, and he's going to be building his own Guardian Greaves himself. So now we're seeing a lot of these bigger team items from Raw starting to make an appearance. Sven, that's interesting. Heaven's Halberd. So Sven's going to turn into a bit more of a utility Sven in the end, and I mean, I like it. He's adapting to the game, no doubt. If he builds, you know, if he builds the Echo Saber, just a hard carry, whatever items, I can't think off the top of my head, but you get the point. Then he's going to be heavily kited, and those items won't really do a lot. So I love the idea of him going to Heaven's Halberd here to say, at least I want to be somewhat useful. Disarm the troll, bring in some evasion as well, allow him to stand in there stronger, and let OD take care of the damage. He's the one that's dealing damage for the team, not Sven this game. Elder Titan trying to set up here at this top lane, but clearly the Radiant spotted something's up. Necrophos is going Guardian Greaves now.
Top tower is under
So we're having a lot of this, that they're just simply going things later idea.
Haste.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So Nature's Prophet, he ended up finishing his own drums. He's going to go 4-staff next.
Top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
See lines being drawn. The Radiant, they're drawing both of the camps on either side, signifying, you know, basically where each other are. What areas they want to control. Darkseer almost has the Guardian Goose finished. Oh, never mind. Just the mech. Still would need the Guardian Goose on top of that. Recipe, of course. Nature's Prophet. He's going to get a deep ward. Yeah, he did place a deep ward there. Some good vision to be had.
Oh, look at it go.
As there's the BKB on Sven. So, you know, with the BKB, of course, the kiting is a little more difficult. As Nature's Prophet bottom lane. He gets a heal from Necrophos, and Darkseer is just going to blink away. Will not commit further. Realizing he had help nearby. Did use this wall for that. Yeah, and Sven's going to go to Blink next. I really do love this item build of Sven. It makes so much sense. It's not your typical position 1 Sven build, but, again, adapting to the game clearly.
Illusion.
You're going to shrine up. Are we going to see a smoke here? No, no smoke. Probably would have been spotted by this ward, so maybe for the better. But, of course, the Radiant did spot them in that area. Radiant's just farming, though. They want to farm up, you know, take advantage of the Battle Fury, the Hanamitis, etc. I think key items, the Guardian Greaves on Necrophos is, of course, a big one. BKB for Troll is no doubt
Radiant's
huge.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, he really needs that BKB, doesn't he? Yeah, without the BKB, speaking of kite, Troll's dealing with plenty of kite himself.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Brewmaster will TP in, and
Dire's top tower
almost as if they were thinking about defending a tier 2 tower, but not the case.
The seeds of fortune.
But the longer you're farming these items on the Radiant side, you see that scythe progress for OD. It's coming. He's already got the ultimate orb, another 1,400 gold saved up. Bounty rune control happening. Darkseer managed to get this one. Well played by Lil. And that's a 3-for-1 favoring the Dire team. And Nature's Prophet, uh-oh, he went too deep. Here comes Troll, though. The Fiend's Grip locked on Unspent. He got his BKB up at least, and this Fiend's Grip is going to be stopped. The wall combo put down. Mardinho, he'll walk one way as the rest of the team goes the other. That BKB of Sven, they're just simply going to kite it out, but Troll. Battle Trance deactivated. He ends up going down after the fact. They do catch Necrophos with the Reaper Scythe. Or excuse me, wow, with an Echo Stop. He's got a Reaper Scythe, actually not enough mana for it. Either way, he's dead. That's the point. And the lead continues. 5,000 net worth lead now favoring Raw. Yeah, I don't know what that was about, that whole initiation in the first place. Nature's Prophet got way too greedy there in the front lines. Fiend's Grip being canceled as quickly as it did not do a whole lot. Let's focus so much about the kite that this Sven's going to have to deal with. I suppose Troll is having his own issues.
Invisibility.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
This is probably going to be melee Rack's kill, at least. Although Necrophos is up, so maybe not. Yeah, they'll actually fall back. Or will they? The fake fall back. Blink in from Lil. Doesn't have his wall yet, though. Did have a vacuum. A vacuum.
Dire's
Nice
bottom
job
tower
taking off the
is under
sleep with the
attack.
Centaur. And they'll just back it off. Yeah, Elder Titan also go on the drums, but drums is one of those items. I don't mind seeing stack necessarily, especially when you consider the use of it and the limited charges. Does he have a blink on Sven? Yeah. So Sven, not fully decked out just yet. Of course, still can. Well, we'll be replacing the Quelling Blade. Or honestly, I don't even know if he wants to necessarily. Of course, you're dealing with the Treant on the other side, or Nature's Prophet, not Treant, but. Yeah, he's going to queue up the data list now. So Sven getting to a point. All right, he's got his utility, has a strong initiation. Now let's start getting some damage in for when I do get those auto attacks here. Guardian Greaves just finished on Darkseer, so he didn't even have it. What about Necrophos? Oof. That's right, he still needed the energy booster as well, so Necrophos still a little bit off of the Guardian Greaves himself. And I think we're going to, yep, we do have the Scythe on OD. Raw's just playing better, honestly. It feels like that they're just playing a little more cleaner. Their item decisions make a bit more sense.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
And albeit it's not the biggest lead, it's only 6K now. It's a 93-7 win percentage chance, according to Dota Plus, and I can see why. It's one of those games that this Raw lineup doesn't necessarily need a massive lead.
Radiant's top shrine is
Their
under
team
attack.
fight is superior. Their carry, you could argue, is superior,
Radiant's
especially in
top
the
shrine
matchups
has
here.
fallen.
So, Team Popsicles is going to need a lot to go their
Radiant
way.
are scanning.
Wait, didn't we just see this? It's deja vu. Nature's Prophet, he's trying to get away. Okay, gets a Force Staff. Will be fine at the time being. Sleep up on Sven. He popped his Godswing Troll. He's chasing out Annihilate. He did use Battle Transport, so he's just kiting him back this whole time, and he's going to put himself under. Reaper Scythe used over here, meanwhile, not going to get any kills. In fact, nobody's even low. I don't know if he's Crack Control or what, but BKB coming out from Sven, so maybe that's why he did nothing. In a sense, he'll run away with the Ghost Shroud. The vacuum pulled in, but Sven went the other direction. Are you kidding me? Nobody dies in the midst of this fight somehow. As I say that, it looks like Bane will finally be our first and only victim of the whole fight, but it also means Roshan is very likely going to happen now from Team Raw. Yeah, I'm not seeing how Nature's Prophet's getting there initially, but man, that's the second time. He just gets caught in a horrible spot.
Just what the doctor ordered.
And although he survived, again, it forced a very aggressive fight from the Radiant that they clearly were not the most ready for.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And that's the thing with Troll, too. You got to be careful how you use your Battle Trance sometimes. It's like we saw in that case, Odie just simply walking his dog right there. And then use the Astral Imprisonment after the fact. Easy Roshan kill. That's an Aegis Fry. Annihilate Cheese, I'm guessing, picked up by Sven. No, Darkseer. Okay, Darkseer has it for now. We'll see if they share that. Necrophos does have the gold for Guardian Greaves, at least. So we'll be seeing that coming
bottom
out.
Shrine is under
That
attack.
mixed with the Holy Locket. It's going to be some nice burst heals.
With me.
Dire are scanning.
They know Troll's over here. Sven, can he find one more second for the blink? What is
Dire's
Troll
top
doing?
tower is under attack.
Okay. That was scary there for a second. Jeez.
Dire's top tower has
It's almost
fallen.
manning up, it seemed like. Didn't have to use the BKB, though. I think we're at a point now for the Radiant side, if anything, that they're really going to have to rely on the split push. And this does go back to the Nature's Prophet build. The fact that he went to Hand of Midas means ideally we'll be scaling as this game picks up now. But he's not really going the split push build, though, either. You know, he's got Forest Staff. He's building into a Scythe now next, which is good. But for the win condition for this Radiant team, I don't know if it's going to be the best case scenario for them. This Troll will pick up a double damage. Meanwhile, OD enters the base. Of course, he's got the Aegis. There's the vacuum pole in with the wall on two. Brewmaster, one of those. Can he at least get the split off? No. The answer is no. Ghost Round will save Necrophus for the time being, but he's got a Maldic ticking him down. I mean, he's dead. Even with Guardian Creep, he's just... Okay, never mind. He will survive. Jeez.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Like that burst damage was going to be enough. So he makes it back to the fountain, but Brewmaster's out for 35 seconds. You see Troll cutting the creep wave. That's all that he feels like he can do.
Radiant's middle
But that will at least be the racks destroyed.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
And they are going to make their way bottom, but I don't think they have creeps here, actually. So it's going to be backdoor. However, Necrophos, they catch him. Another Ghost Round. He has the Guardian Creep to the second, but not in time. Too much damage. Bane just a victim as well. And what is Troll's just up here cutting another creep wave.
Dire's middle tower is
To be fair, it does kick in the backdoor protection and allows for the team to get away. Oh, the TP out. Oof. Making the best of a bad situation there was Troll Warlord. Do lose the one set of racks, though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
OD is going to pick up a... Okay, well, he actually picks up a Blink Dagger. He's had the Lincolns queued for a while. He had 4,000 gold saved up. But he decides to get a Blink Dagger for now, which is always going to be great on this hero, especially when you have a Scythe. Feels like he needs the Lincolns, though, and there are some great tools. Or there's good reasons as to why Lincolns would be good this game. Reaper Scythe, of course, a big one. You do have crowd control from Bane. Are more than likely the biggest of the reasons. Another Titan has a Forest Staff, so obviously they have a couple of those now. Darkseer will get one. No, he's got 3,000 gold saved up, though, so Darkseer, he could also go that route. Honestly, a Crimson Guard on Darkseer would be really good this game, I think. Maybe seems more of a defensive build, though. Brewmaster. Stormhammer connects after this, the sheep, and yikes. He even BKB'd for that. He BKB'd hoping to pop his Primal Split.
Tower is under attack.
Unable to happen, though. He's out for 38. Even when he's back up, will not have a BKB. And they're pushing bottom. Troll's pushing top. This time it might not make as much sense because he's not really cutting the creep wave, so I suppose he's going to try to race.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
We'll see how this works. They are keeping in with Witch Doctor at least, so he'll be here to attempt to deter the Troll. And it looks like that's going to happen for the time being. Well, they can't get the tower. Here comes Troll. And from the back lines, Nature's Prophet. He's going to be sheeped up, though. Once again, the vacuum wall combination. Troll pops his BKB, but look at Annihilate. He just runs the other direction. Sven, Fiend's Grip. He's locked down, has his BKB. Can't get it off, though. The Reaper Scythe comes out, and Sven's out for 115 seconds, thanks to the Reaper Scythe. He does have a buyback. Aegis was reclaimed, as you heard right there as well. So the Dire team may want to fall back. Never mind. The buyback from Sven. So perhaps they do want to fight Darkseer. He's going to be netted up. He'll be finding the Hex up onto the OD. Can they finish the job? It looks like they can. He cannot get out of here. He's out for 80. Sven with a buyback. He is making his way in now, but OD is currently dead. Elder Titan going to be picked off. Team Popsicle still going, but now Sven, he is here showing up. Brewmaster, he gets whacked down by a couple of right clicks of Sven. Chrysalis crit kicking in. Buyback from Bane coming out, though. OD still dead, remember. Sven, he's going to be sheeped up. The BKB's worn out. There's a war cry. The great vacuum into the Stormhammer on the 3-0s. The cleave's coming out. Isn't enough follow-up damage, though. I don't think it's going to be. The Deathward will finish off Necrophos, but now Sven, the kite's going to continue to happen, and he will get picked off. A killing spree for the Troll Warlord. There is a gem on the ground in the backlines. Lil, he wants to run still. Guardian Greaves. Oh, but he's trapped in. He cannot get through. It was blocked just enough. Darkseer goes down. 762 gold going the way of Nature's Prophet. Well, that went a lot better. 14 popsicles than I would have expected. Raw, they got a little uncoordinated there. As soon as OD dies, they really should retreat. Easy to say in hindsight, sure, but OD is your biggest source of damage threat. Again, we saw the factor of Kite on Sven. He can hit hard, but if he can't hit, guess what? It's not hard. For the first time this game, I want to say this is, okay, not this game, but for the first time in a long time, basically half of this game, it's a net worth lead now for the Radiant. And that Troll Warlord, he's looking extra scary. Interesting inventory. He's gonna go. He's trying to get an MKB here. I'll deal with the halberd a little more. Invasion in general, nice raw damage. Yeah, but eventually he could still. Sitting on a casual Yashin, I guess just from earlier on in the game. I don't know if he'll get a Manta style this game, if it's necessary, but I don't think it is. Not a whole lot I would really get rid of. I could see him selling that, though, to upgrade into something bigger and better. Perhaps a butterfly action this game would be really good.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
Point is, this Troll's becoming a serious threat if he wasn't already.
Dire's top shrine has fallen. Radiant are scanning.
We're initiating BKB. Going to be activating on multiple heroes right here. The Primal Split going off. Walls put down. Nothing going to Sven knocked down by the Troll this whole time. Sven's trying to run with the Ghost Strength. He can't do a damn thing, though. 85 seconds. He's out of the fight for OD. Meanwhile, he's lifted the whole time. 6 seconds per down. But Iron Island able to blink out before he takes damage. Darkseer will go down, though. Can OD stay alive? It looks like he'll be fine. Witch Doctor also picked off. Darkseer buying back, realizing, guys, we got to defend all of a sudden. This is going to be Ray Do Picole pushing now. I'm horrible at saying that name. I don't even know why I try. Freaking American accent.
Dire's top barracks are
This should be a Rax. I mean, Darkseer does not have a wall. OD, he wants to be careful not to get too close. Elder Titan, of course, can do what he can with the Echo Stomp, but they just spread. He doesn't even hit anyone as far as heroes go.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
And they're going to get both racks with this.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
All Radiant team. Vacuum. No wall, though. OD, he's in trouble. He'll get a Force Staff off. Be fine. Heals up on Troll. Goes back for the objectives, though. Darkseer, he slept this whole time. Did not have Enfeeble, so not the longest. Although Fiend's Grip, they cannot Force Staff out of him. He's going to be locked down. OD puts him under, however. We'll save for now. Going to go for the melee racks. This Troll. Troll still at, he has Battle Trance in 2 more seconds, and it's going to get the BKB off. OD, he's trying to run sides up. No, he's going back in. They want to go back in. Sven is now back up as well. Troll, he's got Battle Trance, though. Well, it looks as this Vacuum. It's just on one. Necrophos a lockdown. Can he get the Ghost Shot off? He can. The heals after the fact. Guardian Greaves on cooldown still. They're going to scythe him up, and Necrophos definitely a victim here in this fight. It's just a matter of how long it takes them. Is he actually dead? Yes, he is dead. All right, so he'll be the only one, though. Okay, I guess Bane did get picked off, too, but the Radiant will fall back and attempt to control some bounty runes. They are going to get the top 2. The bottom 2 taken by the Dire side. Costabel is going to go a Abyssal Blade next. Upgrade that Skull Basher. There you go. That'll be nice to have as Nature's Prophet. He is X'd up. And he's dead. He has a buyback. Again, Daedalus picked up by Sven, but I mean, the point still stands that it did from the draft. He needs to be able to hit people for that to actually matter. Look at this Nature's Prophet. This is a position forward, technically, Nature's Prophet. He's now 3rd in net worth. Of course, this is how this hero works, though, especially if he goes Animitis. He's trying to build an AC. That'll be nice. This is going to be a 3rd Roshan, though, for Raw. They are not stopping this. The lanes are pushed in, other than the top lane, but
Roshan has fallen.
that is the refresher, remember. Yep, OD picks it up. Okay, they're going to have the Aegis to Sven. That's an interesting decision right there. Now, he does not have a buyback currently. And, of course, he is dealing as the hero kind of in the front, ideally. So, I see why, but part of me wants to say he should be just taking the cheese and you give the Aegis to OD still, because I still go back to OD is the absolute factor in terms of winning these fights if you're Raw. But I could understand the argument. Double damage, by the way, not going to be seen currently. Just chilling there for now. Yeah. 25s, what are we looking at? Troll's the first one. Did get the strong dispel.
Twice the damage.
With his battle trance. So I suppose it's the stun really is the biggest thing that you can get out of now with that. Orchid pickup by Nature's Prophet. So he changed his mind. He had that AC queued up. Orchid instead, though, wants to silence.
Is under attack. Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
Dire team pushing. Taking advantage of that tier 3 Roshan kill, but still not feeling like they're able to be comfortable to do it enough. In fact, because again, this is a big part of it. Nature's Prophet. They see what's going on at the bottom lane.
Shrine is under attack.
It's either do you just outright commit to the top and make a bit of a decision for Nature's Prophet, or you start to fall back and try to deal with them, and you see what decision they're going for. Pretty much, if you're Raw, you have to make sure this bottom lane is pushed in, ideally to around this area. Because, or else if you try to push elsewhere, Nature's Prophet is just going to do what he did right there. And once again, your base will start taking some damage, and it makes life difficult.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Some shrine kills coming out now. Yeah, Raw. It's going to take out the bottom one. That's the last on the Radiant side. There is still one more shrine in the game.
Has fallen.
Over here.
Come.
Blood throwing the choice for Nature's Prophet.
Dire's
Troll
middle
going. Okay,
tower
so he ended up
is
just
under
loving
attack.
up to the SNY. I don't know. I do think the butterfly is actually pretty good this game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Go for my tower.
Because right now there's no
Radiant
threat of an
are
MKB
scanning.
coming out. He ports out by the. That was a close call. They were hunting for the troll. I almost caught him. It looked like. Makes it out in time. See, Brewmaster's going to try to build an Aeon disc. So.
Warriors of the wood.
Really making sure that he's able to get off that primal split. Some counterwording happening. Man, for being the team that just picked up the Tier 3 Roshan kill, Raw sure is not playing too aggressive. Because, again, they can't really. They do have the lane somewhat pushed in, as I was talking about, but unfortunately the other lanes are now kind of pushed in too. The other way, so they're having to deal with that. So you got to give credit to Team Popsicles here and what they're accomplishing. Again, guys, so this is game number 1 of our first of 2 best-of-3s that we have for you. This is just a 4-team tournament, $5,000 prize pool on the line, the BTS Spring Cup. It's a 3-day tournament. Pretty straightforward, double elimination. GSL bracket-esque, you could say, as it's with the 4 teams and being that 2 times elimination. So the winner of this will play the winner of Thunder Predator versus Team Zalato. Team Zalato is a fun team to watch. I've gotten the chance to watch them several times throughout this last year, even in multiple qualifiers. They're one of these teams that I know they're not the most recognizable for many, but they're on the verge of being pretty solid in the America region, and possibly you know, I don't want to sit here and overhype them, but crazier things have happened. You know, if things connect, I could see them qualifying for a minor tournament down the line. But, of course, they are an old Mexican team as well. It's cool in that sense, as, of course, not a region that we see many players on the top-tier scene from. So the fact they're able to field 5 players from Mexico and compete at a high level is pretty cool for me. So we're going to see them next against Thunder Predator, a solid team out of South America themselves. A team that, didn't they played in a major, right? They played in a major recently, I think. Yeah, they played in the China major. That is right. So I'm looking back here. So, of course, they've, oh, yeah. They played in the China, that's right. They played in the China major, thanks to, that was the whole situation with, at the time, Test 1, 2, 3, the quote-unquote, I'm doing air quotes right now, the South American team. Anyways, it's Hey Do Picole is how I'm being told to pronounce it. Hey? Wait, R-E-I is Hey? Hey Do Picole. Okay, let me translate Spanish.
Rey do picole.
That doesn't sound like hey. Unless it's with an accent.
Rey do picole.
I don't know. Even with the accent, it's still
Rey do picole.
Rey do Picole.
Rey do picole.
That's the English version, apparently. I don't know. Anyway, we're back. Troll's going to go with Satanic next. All right. Satanic, good. Status resistance is so good. It's another one of those things that's why I feel like as Fiend's Grip catches Elder Titan, he was going for the Arcane Rune. It's going to come at a cost. OD comes in. OD's in trouble now. They got the Linkus off. They get the side after the fact. The buyback from Elder Titan. The Reaper side comes out. It's not enough damage for the kill. The Annihilate turning around. He still has Zenith's Eclipse. He's going to put himself under. He also has Refresher Shroud to remember. Meanwhile, the beatdown happening for the Troll Warlord. BKB from the Sven. There comes the hammer. They get to the buyback from Troll. Immediately the double hammer, by the way. Necrofall's almost dying to it. He ends up going down with a couple more right clicks. Triple kill. Finally making an ultra kill. Are we going to see the rampage when it's all said and done? As the runaway from Pre-Mastery comes back together. Needs a couple auto attacks behind. Now that he needs to worry about living. Once again, going to put himself under as buybacks on everyone. There's nobody dead currently right now. OD does blink away, so he's good for now. Doesn't have the most life, though, and of course, no Sanity's Eclipses, so maybe not as scary, but Nature's Prophet, you're in a scary spot, buddy. And the beatdown of the Arcane Orb will eventually fall. The vacuum wall combo from them coming out of the back lines as well. They take out Troll for the dieback. Brewmaster's in trouble. The GG's just called. That's it. Raw's going to take game 1 and advance on to game number 2 with a 1-0 lead. I don't know where I was going with that, but they have a 1-0 lead now. You're in this best out of 3. What a finish. That was a hell of a finish. I can't say I saw that happening coming out of the pause. But, boy, am I happy it did. That was a fun way to do it. All right, so that's going to do it for game number 1 here between these 2 teams. 1-0 lead for Team Raw, a.k.a. Burning Bridges, as they're known in game. We'll see how things continue on in game 2, but it's, man, I mean, I look back at that draft and the Sven, it was a rough game on paper for him, especially in the carry role, but I go back to, I love the way he itemized, played well, and credit to Team Popsicles here on the Radiant side. They responded, and they actually made it seem like that they were going to be the ones to take game number 1 here. But a big fight happens, and Team Raw is able to win it. Double Sanity's Eclipse. Pretty good for that. Thus the victory. All right. So that's going to do it for game number 1. Game number 2 going to be coming at you just after a short break. Once again, I'm BreakyCPK. Stay tuned. This is the BTS Spring Cup action coming at you. We'll be right back with game number 2.